Welcome to the program again. Today I have with me Peter Laniba and Dapo Alagbe. We are going to be talking about choosing a life partner and everything else in between. Are you ready, guys?
I think so.
Fantastic. This should be a very interesting conversation. I think that I've been looking forward to it. And I sure hope you are too.
100%.
Yes.
So let's dive right into it. Are you looking forward to getting married?
Go
You
on.
go and go.
Yeah.
Okay, go.
I'm looking forward to getting married.
Okay.
When the time's right. I am. Yeah, 100% looking
Next
forward to
year.
it. Huh?
Next year.
This guy's a troll.
But yeah, I'm also looking forward to getting married. Well, I'm looking forward to it, and I'm also not looking forward to it. But yeah,
Is there a particular reason why you're not looking forward to it?
no, not well. Okay, well, several reasons. I think it's obviously it's quite a tough decision to make. I think it's like quite a big commitment. I probably have commitment issues, but no, I don't. But yeah, it's just a big commitment. So it's like make sure you do it right and it's done properly, innit?
You only want to do it once,
Yeah.
by God's grace.
So yeah, that's probably why I'm not looking. I guess it's more anxiousness than not looking forward to it. Yeah.
I also think it's the thing of, because at the moment you're by yourself. You don't have to consider anybody else's feelings, thoughts.
Yeah.
When you now get married, you have to consider every decision that you do. It's not just your own decision. You have to think about how they will feel about that decision, how it affects them as well. So it's just that adjusting from being single to needing to think about someone else as well.
Yeah.
Obviously, you're a handsome gentleman.
Oh, thank you, Auntie.
Thanks so
So
much.
you must have gone on dates and whatnots in the past. And what drives that?
What drives?
Yeah, going on a date, especially since you have reservation. I don't know, you're a little bit anxious.
I think it's just finding people that you think that you will gel with and then seeing where it'll go. Sometimes it goes well, sometimes it doesn't. And that's just what drives going on dates.
Okay.
But it's not as easy as everyone thinks, Auntie. Yeah. We say the streets are cold. Like, it's cold. Like, you think people are, you say normal, but when you get down to the nitty gritty, you just don't align very well. So then it's better to cut your losses and then you go your separate ways.
Okay, talk to me. What are those issues that seems to be cropping up that you're not aligned well?
Deep sigh. Deep sigh.
That are not aligned well.
Well, I don't know, to be honest. Let me think. I think obviously the way the world's moving, like everyone's needs, wants, and especially in alignment with marriage or even just being in a relationship, like changes, expectations are like different, and there's different pressures that kind of come with that as well. So, I don't know. I think it's just finding people that you understand with. Like everyone's got different mindsets. Like for example, there's I don't know. Like you could meet a woman today, and she's very much just looking forward to. Just an example, like just looking forward to having someone, but it's very much solely beneficial because she wants maybe a level of security that a man can place, as opposed to it's kind of a making sure it's a mutual thing where it's give and take and it's both parties. So there's different things to factor in and sort of different pressures that make it hard. But I think it's just mindsets and sort of being in the right alignment. And I think sometimes even just being Christians and meeting people even in Christian spaces, you still get so much variation in how people think and what they expect from a home and trying to build a home. So
It doesn't seem that the girls are getting it right. I'm getting...
No,
it's not that they're not getting it right.
Yeah.
To be fair, you two could also not be getting it right.
Okay.
But I feel like there's something wrong in this generation in terms of we're just not understanding each other. That's one. And I think that would you say we have too many labels?
Yeah.
There's too many categories. There's what do you want to call?
It's talking stage, situationship,
Talking stage,
post
situationship, post talking stage, courting,
yeah,
Yeah.
exclusive,
exclusive,
Yes, we know it's
relationship,
yeah,
marriage.
something like that.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So in all your relationship, in a nutshell,
Well,
which junction have you been at?
Hey,
I'll let you speak.
I'm not going to marriage. So I can't say that. I'm not going to marriage. I probably say talking stage, situationship.
Can you define situationship?
Yeah, it's just situation that is undefined. I think there's no label on it that you've not spoken, and it's just you guys are there, but there's no label on it.
Yeah.
That's what I'll say. Situationship
Yeah,
is.
it's almost like an attachment where you're just in limbo. So you put yourselves in a space that, okay, you like each other, you kind of, you maybe want to be together, but it's like, how do you now progress that is like an elephant in the room. Yeah.
And so you're looking as though this generation. I see you.
No, I'm sure every generation, everybody encounters that at one level or the other, but it's just probably things are a bit different now.
Yeah.
Because in my time, you might say that that was probably the same thing. But for me, then I think what narrows the mind was the fact that I was able to identify what I really want in a person.
Yeah.
And what I was looking for. So it helps me to eliminate the casual relationships, in the sense that I used to think to myself, I don't want to get hurt. I don't want my heart broken. So if I smell that this is not it, I run a mile. I suppose it could be different from you guys. Girls are different, I suppose. Would that be the same for you? Is your heart condition part of why you're a bit wary?
Ooh. I think nobody wants to get their heart broken, so I would say so that it is conditioned to just be a little bit more wary. So I feel like that's why, I don't know, I feel like some guys, as you said, not commitment issues, but they would struggle to then do that step to the relationship. Okay. And they're happy to stay in that limbo.
Okay. So you both know yourself.
Yeah.
So who do you, what do you, have you been able to narrow down the qualities of the person that would complement you?
Probably.
Okay.
I think Auntie wants a bit more down, probably.
I want you to be able to share that.
Perhaps
it will help other young men up if we...
Qualities.
What would you think that are important to you? Because what might be important to you will be different from what is important to Dapo.
No, sure. I think, well, qualities I think are, mine are kind of very like basic, but it's very much, someone with integrity, someone with great character, family orientated, someone that can kind of journey life with, may share some of the interests that I have, like, for example, like traveling or music. Like, I'd love to do that, or have somebody that could do all those kind of things with, like, day to day and just as part of life, and engrave that in like what we do with children and stuff. What other qualities? I should have said Christian. Yeah, that's top. God-fearing. Yeah, that's top. But I think very self. I think mine are like just the standard basic. Those are the sort of good qualities that I want. Kind of moving from that. I'm a bit traditional, so like I will always tell, like, I don't know, I'll meet the girls tell, say, I have no business in the kitchen, like I'll tell you happily. And that's kind of
I have no business
in the kitchen. Yeah, so
your face.
Can you explain that?
No, like it's just an expectation that it's not for
Well, he can
everyone,
cook.
but,
Anybody that's watching, he's a good cook.
Yeah, but it's just not my thing. I can cook. I'm a very good chef, but like it's not my thing, and I'd derive
You
no
rather
joy.
the woman cook?
Yeah, it's like a form of like, it's an act of service to me, so I enjoy that. If you want £1 million kitchen, I'll give it to you. Just know that that's kind of like, it's sort of an expectation that I sort of have. Not that it's going to be 100%, but it's just something
Very traditional.
Of course, but it's a controversial it's a controversial topic, but it's just an expectation that I guess I have, and if don't have that, then case closed.
Is there a middle ground?
I don't. 50-50 in the kitchen is not a thing for me.
Okay.
No, but once in a while, sure. Like we can. If you've had a long day, why not 100%?
Yeah.
We can order. Or, I might decide to chef up something, but I don't think I'm interested in
The kitchen.
sharing that responsibility.
You're not interested in sharing responsibility of
That responsibility.
that
no.
responsibility of cooking. Okay.
And I think I very much enjoy that service. It's kind of like
Service to you.
it's almost like that's how you're
So
showing.
that you would say that those traditional values are top of your list. Is it top of your list?
It's there somewhere. Yeah.
I'm not saying you are Mr. Malcolm. Have you watched Mr. Malcolm's
No.
list? Okay. So I'm not saying you have your list of, okay, let's take this. But what I'm saying that subconsciously,
It's high.
that is top of your list. Those traditional values.
Yeah, 100%. I think I very much believe in gender roles. There's like gender roles, and
Controversial topic.
yeah, but I believe in that, right? So
Yeah.
I will have my responsibilities. You yourself, you'll have yours, and we'll define them in best ways that it will fit us as a family. But it's there somewhere, yeah.
Okay.
See, mine's a bit different. I don't think we have blue roles and pink roles.
Roles.
I think that the person that's best suited to the job does.
No, I'm not best suited for the kitchen. So
Okay, then that's fine. So then you have another role that will be suited
which
for
is
you,
true.
which I
So
think
there'll be
is.
other roles.
Yeah, of
If
course.
some people are best suited to that role, perhaps they pick it up. Interesting. Wow. So what about you, Dapo?
In terms of qualities, I think the only thing, apart from what Peter said, was just maybe a good communicator. Somebody that can communicate when they're feeling upset, what's wrong, not leaving it to me to figure out.
To read the mind.
I'm not a mind reader, so just let me know. And the other thing was passions and hobbies that are potentially different to mine, because it'd be nice to get into something that you're into, as opposed to us having the same hobbies and then we're just talking about the same thing. So if we both have different hobbies and things that we like, it just brings more conversation, which I think is quite nice.
So how hard are these to find? Qualities. How hard are they to find in the numerous young ladies out there?
How hard?
Or are we being picky?
No, I don't think. You might find all the qualities, right? Today you might meet someone. The qualities are all there today, right? In 2 weeks' time, you'll now just see one flare of,
Something you don't like.
where did this come from,
Yeah.
Maybe he's picking us, I don't know, but
But everyone's not going to show their best side.
yeah, initially.
Yeah. But over time, the sides that you don't want to see will come out.
Yeah. Yeah. And sometimes you might have an idea of what you want. And I think I'm probably guilty of that, where I'm quite stubborn. So I'm very this is what I want. And then you kind of get someone, and you might align, but it will just sort of challenge your thought process, and you're pushing me to where I don't like. Sad, yeah.
So you actually change what you want.
To an extent, yeah.
Mm.
But then you now think, oh, is this really what I want?
Yeah.
So it kind of just
So
puts you in limbo.
the goalposts kind of move. So we wanted something, then you realize that person has it, I don't like it. So let me move it a slight bit. So I think that's what is also a part of it as well.
Yeah.
If we go around like that, you'll be having those situationships, wouldn't it?
Yeah. It's true.
It's true. Yeah.
I think that's one of the problems in this generation. So it's just situationships.
Yeah. Do you know what? I feel the main problem, right, is
Speak it. Say it. Say it.
no. Okay, say for example, like me, I can do everything I need by myself. So sometimes
Yeah.
I don't.
You're self-sufficient.
Yeah, so it's almost like
Is the magic going to add anything? Essentially.
It doesn't have any value
Yeah.
to you.
It's not even like adding. I guess so. Yeah. So it's almost like sometimes I'll just think, I don't
Yeah.
need anything.
Yeah.
So what am I looking for?
Well, one of the various reasons we get married is because we want somebody to be by our side, partner. You want somebody to come home to. What about sex?
I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah.
You just think about that is important. Can you be alone? So that would be saying I'm not going to have sex. A young viral man. So I'm just going to stay like, what do you call it? Celibate. You are happy with that for as long as it takes.
Yeah, that might bring issues. But
That's the issue.
Yeah, I guess.
So we don't independent anymore.
Yeah, I guess. So then, anyway, yeah.
Threw away the key.
Yeah. Yeah. No, of course, yeah. Of course you need, but it's like, for example, right, I've got a lot of my friends are married. A lot of my, like, boys are kind of older. They're all married. And sometimes, we'll have discussions and they'll be like, Peter, bro,
Don't do it.
Don't do it, man. It's too much stress, man. You're enjoying life, you're young. Do whatever you want. Like, no one restricts you. You want to go to Dubai tomorrow, go to Dubai. Your money's your money.
It's that thing that I said, though, you need to consider somebody else. You can't just make a
Exactly,
decision by
yeah.
yourself.
So it's, obviously within the stressful times, they love the partners and whatnot, but it's sometimes like, I can almost see that they're looking for that sort of freedom that they had. And it's just in a place where, I don't know, maybe like sometimes there's like issues with like just managing finances or decision making within the home. We want a new car, like you want a GLE. No, we don't have money for GLE, but you just want one and there's no rationale to it, So all those kind of things, I guess, sort of play in part.
Yeah, you're quite right. When you marry, you're no longer thinking about yourself. There's somebody else to think about.
Of course.
From what you're talking about now, I could see that you are actually not ready. Would that be true?
Questionable. I won't say I'm not ready. I would say I'm ready, but it's more about finding the good match. That's the thing. I'm very ready. Like,
No, you're ready.
there's nothing.
Because if you're ready, those issues of the fact that you can't, once you get married, you can't nip into the car showroom and just say, I need a car change.
No, of course.
No, I think you change. You change. You wouldn't.
Okay, so your friend that you think that they're having a rough deal, not able to spend their money out the like. Well, did they share with you the joy of being married?
No,
and
of
having
course,
family?
and I see that, and it's obviously stuff that that is I look forward to as well. Yeah, I think I'm ready. It's very much just finding the right person that you're gonna join. That's the hardest deal, because I can tell you I'm fully independent today, but if someone makes my life that bit easier, sure, why not? But it's just making sure that I think that's the hardest part.
Okay. Well, you're both Christians. Then there's the God factor. How does it fit into all this in choosing a partner in? Okay, before we go into the God factor, what attracts you to a young lady?
Personally, physically, 'cause I think that's what you see first.
Yeah, that's what I say.
That's what you see first, and then your character, because you could also you could be the most beautiful person with a terrible character. Then your eyes are shut, or your eyes are like, this is not. So if personally, it's physical, and then your character. That's the two main things. Barring, obviously God isn't number one, but the physical is what will take you there first.
What I mean by the God factor is that because I've heard so many people say they prayed about when they saw this person, the initial attraction, of course, is physical. But when they prayed about it, they felt that this person is the right person for you. Do you think that is important?
Yeah, 100%.
In asking God who to marry?
Of course, because at the end of the day, like, God is, sort of our source of direction, right? So without consulting with God or without putting that in perspective, you've almost made a decision by yourself, and that's not how it should be.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's definitely important.
Do you think it's possible for you to think the possibility of meeting somebody and that person does not tick all the major boxes, and yet you think this is the person to marry? Do you think that can ever happen to you, any of you?
So you meet somebody, they tick all the
they don't
They
tick all the boxes.
I don't think without ticking the boxes, they won't go no further.
You know, God works in mysterious ways. So sometimes it might be the complete opposite that, you know, you might end up, or something you completely didn't expect. But within saying that, never say never really. I think it's quite possible.
Because you might think you want something, but God has something completely different.
Completely different, yeah.
So then you can never say never. So it could happen.
That's what I want you to think
could
about.
happen.
Because if you look at several examples of people in the Bible, let's take away. We are now in the festive season. We are now in the Christmas period. So that reminds you of the story of Peter, Joseph, and Mary. Mary was pregnant and carrying a child who he absolutely had nothing to do with, and yet God is telling him, this is the Mary. That wasn't the perfect situation.
It could be that problem that
but
we have.
But there was a blessing in there.
Yeah,
this person is not perfect.
We're looking for that perfect person, but it might not be.
It might not be.
It might not be. It's true.
True.
It's true. Yeah, food for thought.
Food for thought.
Yeah.
So let's go and rewrite our lists.
No, man, I'm joking.
Yeah. So because sometimes you look past the appearance. For example, when I met my husband, it didn't generally fit all my image of who I wanted to marry. I would usually think about the tall, with all the bulging biceps.
He's tall. He's got butt.
Well, he didn't have it then. He was very skinny. He didn't have it. And I remember my friends used to tease me, all these London boys with their trousers not touching the floor. Look at his trousers, it doesn't touch the floor. Is that who you want to marry? My friend said he's an unserious London boy. On the other hand,
wow. Pastor. Honestly.
On the other hand, it might look as if, okay, his shirts are not necessarily touching the ground and it doesn't look cufflinks, everything looking dapper and all that. But I saw the potential.
No, 100.
Yeah.
I saw Meanwhile, on the other hand, when I met him, there was one who fit all these dapper, cufflinks, sharp exterior. But I knew that this wasn't it.
You made the right choice.
Because I felt that this one is not my future. It's not going to take me to where I want to go. I don't feel, I'm trying to find the right word without sounding too spiritual. I don't feel alive when I'm with him. So I'm just trying to direct you and think, okay, let's have a look at those requirements again and ask God. One other thing that I also want to drop in is that indeed, before I actually met my husband, I did pray a prayer. I prayed a prayer and I asked him to open my eyes to see what I should look for. And that was when I had a list, because it now showed me what I would look for and I wrote it down.
Oh, okay.
I didn't have that list of my own consciousness. I had it because it led me to look at those qualities, what I should look. So it wasn't difficult for me to overlook to look beyond the outside appearance and look inwards to see the character, the quality, the caliber of the person this man was, and to actually say to myself, I think this is the way to go.
So would you say you picked him or he picked you?
Oh, yes, he picked me. Actually, he said the first time he saw me, he said to himself, this is who he wants to marry.
Nice.
But when I met him, he wasn't a committed Christian.
Oh, really?
Okay,
He was a church-going Christian.
But was that high on your list?
He was high on my list.
Okay.
It was high on my list that he must be a committed Christian. He must be born again. But I said no. We were very friends. We was very close. We were very close friends when I met him.
So you're friends first and
First friends. We were friends first. And when he started coming on strongly, I said no. Don't even think about it.
You put the pressure, and
Oh,
you
yes.
said no.
I
You
said,
rebuffed
no,
him.
don't even think about it.
See why? He's
Because I
trying hard.
thought to myself that we won't be on the same page.
Okay. Yeah.
Just like we said. Yeah, he was a church-going Christian. And even in the church that he was a hard worker, he did everything, but he wasn't spirit-filled. And I told him, nothing is going to happen.
Actually, you knew what you wanted.
I knew what I wanted.
Yeah.
And that was extremely important to me. At least I didn't hear today that I want to have this house, I want to have this before I get married. Is that, do you lean towards that? You don't lean towards that?
Not really. Not really.
I personally feel like, I mean, for example, like now I'm renting, I'm happy I can, like, it's fine that I'll probably still buy a house later on. But I know I have like my friends and they'll say, oh, they need to be earning X amount of money and they need to have a house, they need to have established this business. But, you know, I always discuss with them that you never know what your tomorrow's gonna be. You might just be like blocking yourself by chasing these things, and you know you can still be able to achieve things. Don't like sort of block yourself because you want to set out to achieve in as much as it's good to obviously achieve certain things, but it's not gonna it's not always going to it's not always going to be like that important so that it's blocking like other aspects that you know you want to see, because you may very much like have somebody there already, but you're saying, oh no, you need to have bought this so that you know you're financially okay, and because you never know, like, you know, it might be your partner that's really gonna bring out your full potential.
It's possible.
So
just possibilities.
Yeah, no, I
all
don't
kinds of
believe
possibilities.
In that. Yeah, 100%.
Fantastic. So you said affordability does not come into question here for you. It's not a matter of can I afford to get married. It doesn't come to bear at all.
Affordability.
Can you afford to get married?
Subjective. Affordability is subjective. Like
in terms of the marriage or like the wedding.
In terms of some people say in terms of wedding, in terms of marriage, having children. Do I have the job that can sustain the family?
I feel like you would have had those conversations before. And so wedding example, if you want a big wedding, you've not got the money for it, don't go there.
Okay.
If in your marriage, I feel like those are discussions that you should have had before.
Okay.
So like me and my friends, we speak about how you handle your money. You need to be able to tell your partner how you handle your money. It's not when you get into your marriage that they now see that you've got a massive gambling problem. That's not something that somebody wants to be blindsided by. How you handle debt, simple things like that, how you like to build your credit. So I think one of my friends was also saying, I think finances is probably one of the biggest reasons why people argue in a marriage. So I think it's one of the major things that need to be discussed before you even jump into that realm, because it's two people's wages coming together. Even, what do you think on joint account?
Oh, yeah, I suppose it. Yeah, why not?
You support?
We agree an amount. Every month you put this amount, that one, all the bills come out. The rest of the money's in my pocket.
Fine. Now, does both sides know how much the other person makes?
Are you happy to share that information with your?
Oh, not specifics.
Why not specifics? Why not specifics?
I thought you were speaking like how much you earn right now. That's what I'm talking about. Okay.
No, specifics.
Would you tell? Assuming now you are now in the courting stage. Can you share those specifics?
Like, do you know, one of my friends here, earlier, he told me that he just told me, oh yeah, he got married. He said, his wife can never know how much he earns because otherwise her expectation will go out of this roof. So it's like undercompensated, but they're still able to live a good life, which is a bit sad, I think, but you know. Anyway, I digress.
He could be saving that for a rainy day fund that she doesn't know about.
Yeah, I guess so. I guess it's the fear of, you know, you're going to then start getting pushed to expand your lifestyle and you know, the expectations are going to start coming out. Well,
but everyone should live below their means. They shouldn't, because you've got that extra money, you should now not go and live a mad lifestyle.
I mean, I don't live on my means, but I think I have an issue myself. But anyway, Yeah, I don't know.
What do you mean by you have issues yourself?
Oh, I enjoy life. I just like
Nice things.
money's
You
to
like
be made.
you like nice things of life.
Let's not
Yeah.
deny you like nice things.
Yeah, money's to be made to spend, you know. So sometimes I'll tell you, saving's boring. Let's just spend the money, man. You know, I don't like stingy people.
Obviously, you can't marry somebody who shares the same idea, but otherwise there won't be any
There'll
money.
be no money in their account.
No. But the thing is, we can. As I think, with maturity, we just have to be financially mature, right? So in as much as, like, for example, now I will tell you, I need a woman that is money conscious. Because me, I lose my head small. So
Fair. That's what Auntie said. Auntie said you can't have somebody that's not money conscious.
oh yeah.
So the two of you can't be money conscious
No,
together.
but we can both still be spending. But at least let somebody have a bit more sense than the other part. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah. Because at the end of the day, like, I want to live a good, lavish life. I also would like someone that already kind of wants that for herself and has that. So we're both in line. Yeah. But in terms of like the affordability, I do believe that, and it goes back to what you were saying about like, sort of like seeing potential, right? Like if I've met someone today, I'm not doing so fantastic. I think we can still be together. We're just gonna be. You just know your capacity at that moment in time, but you know that my today is not my tomorrow. Do you know? So we're gonna like sort of help ourselves build ourselves. I think it's hard to see that in this generation because expectations, cost of living, whatever. But I think that's a big factor that's kind of missing. But I do strongly believe that like you don't need to be crazy. As long as you have a good drive that you know that you want to sustain a household and you want to like, you know, sustain your family. Even though you're not there today, like you will get it tomorrow.
Got the drive to get there.
I think the start is not always going to be the rosiest. So you can't always be too calculated, but just know that, you know, your drive is going to get you to kind of where you need to be.
That being said, when I said potential, I think it was the same for both of us because he saw the potential in me as well because I wasn't exactly up there and I wasn't a high earner or any such thing, but it was the potential. And I would say it was the God factor in the sense that it was drawn to me and that being drawn to me, he decided to explore and see, okay, I'm drawn to this person. I like them. I actually feel this person, I could marry her. So he was really able to look past what appears to be and go for what is inside. To find out, to bring out the gem in the person. That's what I'm trying to do, to bring out the gem in the person. Because it might not actually have a whole picture, but it might be up to you to draw out that gem in that person.
Polish the stone.
You polish the stone and make it shine.
100.
Fantastic. So I hope we've been able to you at least got something out from that.
Had a great time.
Oh, yeah, it's been emotional.
Yeah. Emotional.
Yeah, it's been very good.
Soft.
That's wonderful. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Auntie.
God bless you, man.
You're
Thanks so
welcome.
much.
Thank you.
Don't go yet. We still have more to talk about.
Sure.
Thank you.
Ever and ever in love, in love, in love.